Welcome back everybody, Dave the Gamer here. Today wanted to make a little guide on the best add-ons that I highly recommend. I'm a huge advocate for add-ons. Yes, you could play the game without them. You don't need them, but why waste time? Personally myself, I work 60, 70 hours a week. I only have 2 hours, maybe 3 if I'm lucky, max, and that's not giving any attention to my girlfriend who then gets mad. So I have very limited time. I want to be able to make the best of it by having all of the necessary tools to be able to make the decisions and just overall easy stuff that the game should just already have. So it stinks that I have to go outside of it, but it is what it is. Overall, though, I download all of my add-ons through Curse Forge. So look that up. It's a nice add-on plugin hub that you can literally search for everything for classic to retail to whatever, easily installs it, and then I just check it every other day. You hit update all and updates all of my add-ons. I probably have about 50, 60 add-ons. Yes, definitely overkill. But I'm going to start today with, I believe it's about 12 that I highly recommend for new players while leveling. And even some veterans, if you don't have these, highly recommend them. So let's start off with number 1. And all the timestamps will be down below with everything I speak about as far as that. But number 1, Bag On. Such a basic one. Bag On is an add-on that basically it adds all of your bag spaces into one nice open space. Up above here you can easily search, and anybody that has OCD like me, you hit the cleanup button and it perfectly reorganizes everything. So highly recommend, especially the search feature when you have a ton of different stuff. You can hide the different bags that you see, so I could hide my keys, open my keys, hide my slots. Very nice and easy, lightweight add-on. So I highly recommend it. There's some other ones out there. This is the one that I've always used that I've had great luck with. Number 2, Atlas Loot. Atlas Loot is a great feature for while leveling. You're able to go through and see what different, you can see every single dungeon and what each elite boss actually drops. You hover over it, you can even see the drop chance. So like on this item, roughly 37% drop chance. So if you're hunting different things, it lets you know where you're going to find it. It shows what you can get off the trash. And then these little markers here in front of the names, like the marker in front of Cookie here, basically usually means it's like a rare spawn or something you have to summon. But every single raid on, all the raids, you can go into, you can see, different crafting, you can see different factions as far as rep grind, the PvP rewards. Like right now, like I keep checking in here to see, okay, when can I get this item or blah blah blah. So such a nice add-on. You can search for different features down below here. Highly recommend for anybody that's leveling and doing dungeon to kind of get you to know what ones maybe you want to skip this dungeon because there's no items that drop for you. But yeah, great. Number 2. Number 3, TSM. So TSM, as you see, as I hover over any of my items, you will be able to see it's all about the auction house. So it's showing me, and you can modify the different settings on what you want to see. This is how I have mine set up. So I want to see how many I have of a certain item, like what's my inventory of it, the vendor price, what's the minimum buyout on my server. Historic price, so over I think the last 60 days, so is it trending up or down? And then I always have a gut check of the regional price, because sometimes you'll see, oh, it's 100 gold on our server, but on other servers it's 5 gold. So that makes me think it's inflated and probably no one's going to buy an item if I'm not sure what that item is. So great information to have as far as that goes. The TSM, I don't want to go too far into it because I'm going to have to make a whole separate video, and it's going to talk a lot more about my different auction flips and investments that I do. So I don't want to give you too much info just yet. So look for my other videos. But I can see the type of gold I'm making. I can go to my ledger to see roughly the type of money I'm valued at roughly 8,000 gold. But that's because my belt's 5,000 gold. So really, I'm about 3,000 gold total on my account. I spend a lot, but I can go in to look at my sales. I can look at where I'm spending my different money. I can create. So the settings is where I can change what my tooltip shows, like what exactly I want it to show, and then you can even get into There's so much TSM. Like literally, I'm gonna have to make an hour video again, updating it. I make personal groupings. So the different groupings I have here. So you see my gold flip and my herbs. So you can manually type any item in. And then I can add that specific item into the base group. And with doing that, I can select these, and I hit scan when I'm at the auction house. So like right now I have like 50 items that I pretty much buy every day if they're below like 60-70%. Whether it's to craft something, whether it's a highly sought after item. I plan on expanding it a little bit more, of course, like maybe twink items for PvP, stuff like that. But it's really easy to add stuff, search, add it into your groups. 2 times a day, 3 times a day. I will literally search all of them, buy up the cheap items, move on. Highly recommend TSM, not just for auction house, but even when I go to my alchemy. Oops, it's down here. So it's a much better, so like the old classic view compared to TSM. TSM, I can create like a queue over here. Say I want to make 10 of these, 5 of these, 15 of these, and it'll just go down the queue of crafting, and it keeps me nice and organized. It also shows me the rough estimate of pricing profit I'm going to make based on current pricing. I have tips and tricks on a different video when it goes into professions on how to make the most profit off these, but it's a great way of how I kind of craft, and which items do I want to craft, which ones do I don't. So this works for all the professions. It works for auction house. It's a great tool tip. Probably one of the best items, whether you're just leveling and you might get an item that's worth a lot that you don't just accidentally vendor, or even at max level. Highly recommend. Number 4, Bartender. Bartender is how I have all of my bars set up. So instead of the standard bar setup that WoW gives you as far as that goes, I've tried a lot of different ones, but I've still always come back to Bartender. So the one thing I like about it, so there's 2 different things. So Bartender right here. So if I right click on it, left click on mouse on it, I can move these bars wherever I want, all around, do whatever I want. For my visual preference, for whatever reason, I have my main core abilities that I use constantly, and these ones like are more like cooldown based or situational based. And then I have all my pet stuff, my professions, my bags in the corner, and then my drink and everything here. I can move my pet bar. So this is my personal setup, and if I right click on it, you can actually go in. It's really not that difficult. So a lot of times, like I might right click to highlight what I'm working with. So say bar 7, I want to change the scale of it to be bigger. Maybe I want my potion real big so I never miss it on a click. So it's really easy to go in and modify and change it to whatever you might want it to be. Change the padding just as like how much difference in between each little icon. You can change, is it 1 button? Is it 12 buttons? Do you want it in a row? Do you want it, horizontally? So you can change all that. You can, and this is like the bag bar. So you can literally modify everything that you see on the screen. Makes it super clean and easy. Highly recommend. One of the best add-ons for controlling all the layout of your buttons. Number 5, Codexlite. You could also use Questy. This is for how you're going to track all of your different quests as you go leveling up throughout everything. I like the Codexlite ever since I've tried it. I think, so if you look on my map here, I can change the different colors of, all these little dots are spawn locations or where something specifically drops. I find that Codexlite is more accurate on exact location. I like the ability to easily change the colors. I think it's just much better. So in my actual thing here, I can go in and I could hit hide and hide everything, or I could hit show and it shows what I actually want to track. So if I want to declutter something, I can easily toggle back and forth with it. I think it's one of the best add-ons. The ability of a more precise pin location is so nice. I've never had any issues. I highly recommend it. There's also other little features that come along with the Codexlite, but just the pinpoint location of exactly where the quest item is, and then even when I hover over a mob, if I'm on that quest, in the little text in the corner will show you it, maybe I need to kill it for 10 leaves, or I don't know. But it'll show you like how many you're at and things of that sort. It's a great add-on. Highly recommend it. Please check that one out. If you're looking to do any questing in general, which of course you're going to. Another add-on that is highly recommended when it comes to anything to do with leveling, and even at max level, I found it useful on a couple different things. You've guessed it, Rested XP. Of course, I have the link below. If you guys click on it, I get a little kickback. It's like $10 to buy. I highly recommend it. I could care less if you even use my link and just go to their regular website. It has made leveling so much easier. It literally, go here, kill this, go here, salvage, buy this. Like, it is so streamlined. So like once you get it, I can go in here and say right here, if I say I want to go 1 through 22, I upload, like when I first log in, it's going to ask me Hoarder Alliance. Do I want to include dungeons? Do I not? Then I go in and I say, okay, I want to go here, and it's literally, well, I completed all this, so it's going to start rattling through it all. But look at this. Travel here, kill this, then go back. It's the optimal path to be able to level the quickest. I get it. The leveling experience is awesome and you want to really relish in it, and you still do. Trust me, even using this thing, I shaved hours off my leveling, but you're still doing it. But I would rather be more efficient than running around in circles when I could have made a more efficient path. Like I said, I'm very limited on time of how much I can play each day, so I'm very thankful. My $10 that I spent to buy this, I bought this back in 2019, and I bought it again on this anniversary server. Well spent money. So highly recommend it. Check below in the description. I'm going to try to get you guys some discount codes, make it a little bit cheaper, but even at full pop price, I promise you won't regret it. And even one last thing about it, you can actually go in, and I used it, the end game stuff, to do my Blackwing or the Molten Core attunement or the Onyxia attunement. There's all sorts of cool different things that it will go through. I couldn't those guys did a heck of a job, so highly recommend it. Number 7, Minimapbutton. I don't know why, whatever, but it's this little button here. So if I believe it's Alt and click, I can move it wherever I want, but this houses all of my different core add-ons that I use currently. So yes, that's a lot of add-ons. That's not even half of it. If I look at my add-ons, you can turn on and off add-ons in here, but as you see, I have a decent bit of add-ons. A lot of it looks more than it is. Like this DBM takes up 10 slots. I do have a lot, so there's no doubt about it. But instead of it being all around the mini map clogging up and I can barely click because I have so damn many, I can just go in here and perfectly puts it nice. And the ability to move this thing around, such a easy, smart little add-on. Highly recommend for anybody leveling up. Get all these add-ons. You're going to shave so much time. Get yourself to 60 so you can start raiding. Let's check out the next one. Number 8. It's called Moveany. So the one thing I do for my Moveany, the main reason I do it, so one, I can control like where everything happens. So even down to when I'm in a dungeon and I'm going to roll for an item, it's going to pop up here. I can change wherever I want it to pop up. The ready check, the loot, like the actual loot afterwards. I can change where my buffs are. I can change where my party frames are. My chat is, my pet frames. I can put wherever I want for my debuffs. I love it because it also has a little grid in here. So I can perfectly line up the two, either in my frame and the target frame. So it's a basic, there's the quest tracker too. So lots of little different things that you can move around and put exactly where you want. And like I said, the grid system, I love it. Once you're done, you just, you gotta hit save, exit out, boom, disappears. Easy little add-on. It goes great with the Bartender, so I'm able to control the bars, and then the /Moveany controls everything else outside of just the bars. Number 9, it's called Pawn, P-A-W-N, And the whole point of pawn is, if you look in the bottom of the tooltip right there where it says plus 103% upgrade to beast mastery marksmanship, it's a quick way, and it has a little arrow, quick way I can hover over an item and see if it's a big upgrade or not, and what spec it is an upgrade for. So it's not always 100% accurate, because there's some variables you need to take in consideration, as if, you know, say this item had 1% hit. It doesn't take in like hit as much, because you might need that for raid to not miss. So it's not 100%. While leveling, great. Even endgame's great, but you need to take in consideration that there are some variables that you need to weigh into your decision. With a future app or future add-on I'll talk about, will help you even further once you get more towards the end game. But number 9, pawn, highly recommend. Number 10, plater. So plater is, you can control all of the different bars of, you know, the people, the monsters. So you can go in. It's a more in-depth one. So this is not super entry level. There's a whole video on just how to use this. But even if you use it as at its base level, okay. So this is where you could show friendly plates, turn it off. You can do different things like that. I like to change, or it has your view distance. That's the farthest you can see the plates is 20, and that's on just classic. It's different on other things. I like to turn on stacking nameplates. So if I'm fighting a bunch of different mobs, they're stacking on top of each other instead of just one, so I can pick off something that's a little bit lower. Highly recommend that. You can change the different textures of what the plate looks like, and I'll show you here in a minute. The one big part, the reason I love it, is for the target, I can actually mess with, the threat, so I can have it set up where when I'm about to pull threat, I can have it turn a different color. So on mine, I think I have it turn to red whenever I'm about to pull threat. But it only works, like, you only see these plates. Let me find something to kill. You only see these plates when they're within 20 distance from you. So let me get this thing attacking me. You'll see the actual plate. See, there's the plate above it. So it's red, so it's actually attacking me. So that's how you know what it looks like. Like I said, I could change the thickness of this, the length of this. I love it because it shows the actual number of, you know, how much health they have left instead of just a percentage. I have the percentage as well. So it's a cool little thing to be able to have, as far as, like I said, I love it for raiding with the different colors for the threat and different things of that sort. So it's a nice little add-on. Highly recommend it. And I'm sure there's so much more you can unlock once you fully grasp all of the things it can do. Number 11, Prat. Prat is all about the chat in your chat box. So you can change the font of, you know, what comes across. You can change the coloring from your guilding to your party. You can change your loot, your actual history of how many lines of chat can go back. You can remove spam. There's so much cool little stuff. It's such a basic little thing, but I mean, we do a lot of chatting among everybody. So I highly recommend that portion of it. You can put bubbles above people's heads for invites, auto invites, different things of that sort. You can really change a lot of different things. I have it set up where different classes have different colors. So like a mage is blue. When someone says invite in chat, I can just click on the invite button and then it will invite them. So little cool chat features. That's a nice thing for while you're leveling up. Number 12, short, fast one. It's called TargetHealth. So for whatever reason, it doesn't automatically come this way, but normally you can't see a monster's health, exactly how much health they have, without this add-on. So by downloading this, you can see the exact health. It does not work for when you're doing PvP. And my other add-on that I mentioned, the plater, only works on the little bar above their head. This works. I can just click and see exactly how much health they have. Little easy add-on, but it's nice to know that type of information, because maybe you click on it and they have 80,000 health. Who knows? Maybe you don't want to attack that one. Number 13, Gathermate 2. So it's kind of a two-part. You want to have Gathermate 2, and then there's another one that's called Gathermate 2 Data. So you have to have both of them for it to import all of the data. But essentially what it does is it takes the data from every single person that has the add-on that's ever mined an ore or gathered an herb in a certain area, and it marks it on the minimap spot. So unfortunately right now I don't have any gather professions to 100% be able to show you, but essentially see how these little skulls or crosses or swords on my map, that's what it would be, but it would show an icon for an herb or a mining. You hover over it, it would tell you roughly what could possibly be there. So it's nice to be able to map out the exact route you want to take. Maybe there's, say, let's pretend these swords are herbs. I could map out exactly the path I want to take for the most chances to get an herb. Maybe I go this way, I go up here, I go down here, and I go through here. But it also saves me from just running around in this area because there is none. So it's a great little add-on. Once you actually do download it, you're going to come in here, you'll click import, and then you can import what you want to know, whether it's fishing, treasure. I like treasure because it will have like chests and stuff like that. Pick whatever you want and then import it. Automatically imports all the data in. Really nice and easy. If you have a gathering profession, it's not a must, but you're losing gold by not having it. So just download it. Number 14, WeaponSwingTimer. I don't care if you're melee or you have range weapons. Pretty much everybody but casters for the most part, but hunter is very useful with my range timer. So if you see the bar that comes up here, it lets me know when I should cast. The red, anything past this red bar, basically saying don't cast multi-shot or you're going to clip your auto attack, so you're going to lose DPS. And right now I currently have my swing timer off for my weapon just because I don't melee as much. I mainly use this add-on for my range bar here. Even though my attack bars are separate, so I have a separate bar for range to melee. So realistically I should have both if I want to do like melee weaving. Basically that means that I could melee a swing, back up a step, in range. Melee a swing, back up a step, range. That's maximum DPS. That's super try hard. I'm not going that hard, but I do, it's very easy to see that I don't want to clip my auto attacks for like warriors and anything like that. It's highly recommended so you don't clip any of your auto attacks. That anybody like rogues, warriors, shamans, you definitely want to have that so you can see and time out your swing timers on your melee weapons. You go in here, so depending on what you want to, you can change the width of the bar it showed. I can change the height of where it is. I perfectly made it where like that's the setup I have, and that puts my weapon swing or my range swing right here. So right above my bars, in between my names, so I can easily see it without it being like way down here and I have to keep looking down. So you can modify where it sits on your screen, the width, you can do everything. Almost a must if you're trying to really min-max any of your damage. Number 15, it's a nice little thing for tracking. Like I kind of like set goals for myself. It's called Farmlog. So what Farmlog is it's exactly what you think. So you can go in, hit C to clear it out. But like I did a test of a gold farm. You guys will see here in Blasted Lands where I tested it for 2 hours, and it shows you everything: how many you killed, how much you got, roughly the gold and everything, like vendor gold, gold per hour. It breaks everything down. Though the only thing I'm seeing that doesn't seem very accurate is it doesn't take into consideration, which I've tried to play with, of like using, it doesn't work directly with like TSM, which is my auctioneer add-on, because if so, it would know that these blasted lungs sell for 50 silver a piece, and it would make it a gold 50 over here on the side. Instead, it just doesn't set a value for it in general. So it is what it is on that. It takes in how much gold I spent on using certain items. So I bandaged up maybe 20 times during that 2 hours. So it takes all that into consideration. It's fun little tracking. Like I said, I set goals for myself, and it really lets me like kind of push myself. Oh, I got 200 kills last hour, I want to go for 250 this hour. whatever. It's like a mini game to myself. I like it, especially at higher levels, to see, was that gold farm even worth it, or am I wasting my time? Last but not least, number 16. I know I told you 12. I had 4 little bonus tips in there. I was going to split it into 2 videos, but why not just make it one pack full of all cool add-ons that I use while leveling, and just overall quality of life add-ons that are even useful for some of the higher end classes. Like I said, I got about 100 other videos coming out within the next 30 to 45 days. Tons of different ideas, from beginners to gold making to end game. So stick around for a ton more. But let's wrap this up with number 16. It's a 2-parter. Leatrix Plus, Leatrix Maps. So if you type in LTP, that's Leatrix Plus, there's all sorts of cool little things, from automating your quest to accepting summons, accepting resurrections, selling your junk automatically, releasing in PvP so you're not just standing around. I can block doles, block party invites, block all sorts of stuff. I used an invite from Whispers, so I can go in here, put a keyword in, so anytime someone messages that to me, it automatically invites them. So when I'm doing Dire Maul tribute runs, I can put a little script in there, hey, message me invite for auto invite, and it just makes it so seamless for a bunch of different things, down to chat. I can use the class colors in chat, also kind of like what Prat does, like I spoke in an earlier one. I can filter chat messages, mess with my font sizes. There's just so much different things. Enhance my mini map, change what my tooltips is, lets me know how long the flight map is, enhances the trainers of like professions, shows me the bag space so I can see I have 44 open bag spaces, my durability status, show cooldowns, which I feel like OmniCC does a little bit better than this one, but it's all right. Show ready timer. Like there's I can go on, like look at like all of these that are checked on, I deemed worth it. There's 40 different things that are helping me on a daily basis in one add-on. So I highly recommend this one. Leatrix Maps, all it does is it modifies some of the different things in here, like how you see these different danger. Like I hover over it, so there's a bodyguard. This is his patrol path. And then these little cross things, danger to bats. Ugh. They have a 4-second AoE terror. So like it highlights dangerous monsters, their patterns, different things. There's all sorts of little things, just like the Leatrix Plus, that you can go in and modify. But that's 16, guys. Whew! Sorry to ramble on. Hopefully, please let me know below which ones maybe you didn't have before and that you're going to add now, or maybe some that you use always for beginners. I have a more advanced level 60 add-on one coming out here soon. Let me know on that one, more advanced add-ons, but basic add-ons that, you know, I think are really helpful for people leveling up new to World of Warcraft. That's going to help them through the whole experience. Love to hear all of your feedback. Tons more videos coming, and as always, game on.